Hello students, this is Subodh Kumar, Assistant Professor, BCA Department, Jamshedpur Cooperative College. In the last video, I have discussed about the basic concepts of stacks and its operations such as push and pop. I have also discussed about the application of stacks. So in this session, I am going to discuss about the algorithms and functions related to operations of stacks such as push, pop and traversal. So let's begin with the push operation. I have already told you that push and pop are two most important operations on a stack. Here I am giving the complete list of operations which can be performed on stack. The first operation is creation of a stack, that is creating a stack. It can be created using an array or a linked list. The second operation is push, which I have already told you, that is insertion of element is called push. The third operation is checking full stack, that is also called overflow. What is overflow? Inserting an element into a full list is called overflow. While push operation, we have to check for full stack. The fourth operation is pop, which I have already told you, that is deletion of elements is called pop. And the next operation is checking empty stack, it is also called underflow. Removing an element from an empty list is called underflow. So while removing an element or popping an element, we have to check for empty stack. And the last operation is traversal, that is displaying stack elements is called traversal. So these are the 6 main operations which can be performed on stack. So how does stacks are implemented in program? A stack can be implemented in 2 ways. That is, the first way is using array, that is array implementation of a stack. It is also called static stack data structure. The second implementation can be using linked list, that is linked list implementation of a stack, and it is called dynamic stack data structure. So if we use an array for creating a stack, then it becomes a static data structure, and if we use linked list to create a stack, then it becomes a dynamic data structure. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to implement a stack using arrays. So we are starting with the array implementation of stack, and the first operation is creation of stack. First we have to declare a constant for the stack size, and the syntax is const int max equals to value, or we can also use hash define statement as hash define max and then the maximum value. Next we have to declare the stack using the array, and the syntax is data type, stack name and the size. The data type means the type of elements which we want to store in the stack. Next we have to declare top using integer data type, that is int top. Now let us see an example of creating an integer stack. It is if you want to store integers into the stack, then first we have to declare constant as const int max equals to 100, and it is the maximum size for the stack. The next declaration is for a stack, that is int stack and the max size, and then we have declared int top, and the initial value of top is -1, that is stack is empty. Now next operation is push operation. I have already told that inserting an element from the top side is called push. So while inserting the element into the stack, we have to check for full stack, and the array and the stack becomes full if the value of top reaches to max -1. So if top equals to max -1, then we can say that our stack is full. So we cannot we will not able to insert or push any more element into the stack. So let us see the algorithm. Inserting an element val into the stack of size max at top position. The first step is start, and the second step is checking for the full stack, that is if top equals to max -1, then print stack full, that is overflow, and go to step 6, that is do not push any element, and these steps. if top is not equals to max minus 1, then we will move to step number 3, that is increment the value of top as top equals to top plus 1. Now input the value which we want to push and store the value at the top location of the stack, that is step 5, stack of top equals to val, and the 6th step is end of the algorithm. Now let us see the function for the push operation. The function for the push operation is on your screen. You can say that I have implemented the function from the algorithm, that is void push. The arguments are int stack, int val, and the top which is passed by reference. The val is the value which you want to insert into the stack. First of all, we have checked whether the stack is full or not. That is, if top equals to max minus 1, then we have printed using cout statement, that is stack full, and return. The function will be exit from this position if the stack is full. Now if stack is not full, then we will go to the next line, that is top equals to top plus 1. Top is incremented and the value is stored at the new location of top, that is stack of top equals to val, and we have displayed the message element inserted. The next is pop operation. I have already told that removing an element from the top side is called pop. So while popping or removing an element, we have to check for empty stack, that is underflow situation, and if top reduced to -1, then we can say that the top is the stack is empty. So here is the algorithm removing the top side element from a stack of max. The steps are: first step is start, and the second step is for checking empty stack, that is if top equals to -1, then the stack will be empty. So print stack empty, that is underflow, and go to step 6, that end this process. And if stack is not empty, then we will move to step number 3, that is store the or access the top element which is going to be popped into the val. So val equals to stack of top, and decrement the top, that is top equal to top minus 1, and display that value which is popped. Print val, and the step 6 is end of the algorithm. And now see the function definition for the pop operation. In the pop function, we have two arguments, that is the stack, and the second argument is top, which is passed by a reference. First we have checked whether the stack is empty or not. If top equals to -1, then cout print stack empty, that is underflow, and we have used return statement there so that we can exit from the function if stack is already empty. If it is not empty, then we will move to the line value equals to stack of top. So the value which is going to be removed or popped is stored to value, and we have decremented the value of top, that is top equal to top minus 1, and the last statement will be used to display the popped element on the screen. And the last operation is the traversal operation, that is displaying the stack elements. Let us see the algorithm. For displaying the element, we have to display the elements from the top side. That means first we are displaying the top element, then second element from the top, then the third element from the top, and so on. So first we have to check for empty stack. So step number 2, if top equals to -1, then print stack empty, that is underflow, and go to step 7, that end this process. And if stack is not empty, then store the value of top to another variable I, and check the condition from I equals to top to I equals to 0. Okay? And repeat the step of 5 and 6, that is print stack of I, and decrement the value of I as I minus 1. So first of all, the top element is displayed, then when I decrement, then second element from the top is displayed. Similarly, the elements from the top two elements from 0 will be displayed on the screen. Now let us see the function definition for the traversal operation. The function name is show stack, and the arguments are stack, and the second argument is top. In the beginning we have checked whether the stack is empty or not. If top equals to -1, then print a stack empty, that is underflow, and return exit from the function. If it is not empty, then I declare a variable I, and the value of top is stored to the I, and elements are displayed from I equals to top to I equals to 0. So in the loop we have used the condition till I is greater than equals to 0. We displayed stack of I using cout statement, and then I will be decremented. In the next lesson I am going to explain queue data structure. Thanks for watching.